Josh Duggar is back in headlines not because of a new charge, but because newly reported jail correspondence with his wife Anna has brought attention back to the days leading up to his federal sentencing. The messages are personal, but the larger question is public. What do they reveal about that period, and where does his legal case stand now? On May 8, 2026, Duggar's jail messages from his time at the Washington County Detention Center in Arkansas were publicly reported, showing requests to Anna for intimate photos and affectionate exchanges while he was awaiting the next stage of his criminal case. Before we walk through the timeline, subscribe, like, and share to support Starline Daily for more celebrity updates and trending entertainment news grounded in verified public facts. The newly surfaced correspondence does not create a new criminal allegation against Duggar, and it does not change the legal outcome that already exists in federal court. What it does do is add another window into a period when Duggar was still communicating closely with his wife, while facing a sentence that would take him out of their home for more than a decade. The key timeline begins before these messages became public. In December 2021, a federal jury in the Western District of Arkansas convicted Joshua James Duggar of receiving and possessing material depicting minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct. The Department of Justice later stated that trial evidence connected the downloads to a computer at a used car lot Duggar owned in Springdale, Arkansas. Months later, in May 2022, Duggar was sentenced to 151 months in federal prison, without the possibility of parole on one count of receiving that material. The same sentencing announcement identified him as a former reality television personality from TLC's 19 Kids and Counting, making the case not just a legal story, but a major public turn for a family that had spent years on television. That is where the newly reported messages fit into the timeline. They were sent while Duggar was in custody at the Washington County Detention Center, before and around the period of his sentencing. In the correspondence, Duggar repeatedly expressed longing for Anna and asked her for personal photos. Because the messages are sexual in nature, the important point for this video is not to repeat the details, but to place them accurately. They were private communications between spouses that have now entered public reporting during a renewed wave of attention on his case. Anna Duggar's role has also remained part of public interest, because she was married to Josh before his conviction, attended parts of his trial, and has continued to be referenced in updates about his family and prison communication. But this has not been publicly confirmed as a change in their marriage, and there has been no official public statement from Anna changing her status. After sentencing, Duggar continued challenging his conviction. In August 2023, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Eighth Circuit affirmed the conviction, rejecting arguments that the trial court had unfairly limited his defense and improperly admitted statements from the search of the dealership. Then, on June 24, 2024, the U.S. Supreme Court declined to hear his appeal, leaving the conviction in place. The most current legal question is different from the old direct appeal. Duggar is now pursuing post-conviction relief in federal court, asking for a new trial or to have his conviction vacated. At an April 15, 2026 hearing, the discussion reportedly focused heavily on whether his filing was mailed by the legal deadline. Prosecutors pointed to a prison mail log that did not show the filing on the date Duggar and his lawyer say it was mailed. As of the latest available information, proceedings on that post-conviction effort are ongoing, and the conviction remains in place. His prison status has also shifted. Recent reporting citing the Federal Bureau of Prisons says Duggar is being held at FCI Seagoville in Texas and is now scheduled for release on February 2, 2033. A recent update also reported that his projected release date had moved again, though his attorney said there was no clear public way to know the exact reason for a change of that size. That means the headline around the messages is only one piece of a much larger public record. The private correspondence shows Duggar communicating with Anna in the run-up to sentencing, but the confirmed legal status remains the larger fact. He is serving a 151-month federal sentence. His direct appeals have been rejected, and his current post-conviction challenge has not yet changed the outcome. For viewers following the Duggar family story, the clearest update is this: the messages have surfaced publicly, but they do not alter the conviction, sentence, or current custody status. What remains unresolved is whether the federal court will consider the latest post-conviction arguments on their merits, or whether the case will stop at the filing deadline question. Thank you for watching and for supporting Starline Daily. We'll keep following the public record and only report what is confirmed.